Bike lanes are a critical part to having a sustainable, connected, and livable city, providing avenues for transportation and recreation that improve the quality of life and reduce pollution. Under Mayor Ballard's leadership, there's been a tremendous increase in bike lanes around Indianapolis, and the city wants to make sure that drivers and cyclists know how to share the road so that people can get to their destinations safely. Bicyclists have the same rights and responsibilities as a person driving a vehicle. Indianapolis currently has 64 miles of bike lanes, but this is only the beginning. Over the next 12 years, the Indianapolis Bikeways Plan will create more than 200 miles of bike lanes across the city. There are some routes that don't have a bicycle lane. In this instance, a sharrow is placed on the road as an advisory for motorists to be aware and conscious that they're sharing the road with bicyclists. Extra caution should be taken when approaching and riding or driving through a road with a sharrow. These lanes are identified by a chevron painted on the road along a bike route. Jamison Hutchins is a planner with the Office of Sustainability as well as a fellow cyclist. He explains the lane markings where bike lanes have been added.
Well, as a driver, with the addition of the bike lanes, really it hasn't changed driving at all. There's just been, in the case of bike lanes, there's just been a 5-foot section added on, usually to the right side, with a solid white line, which, like any other road marking for cars, just means that you can't cross it. There are a few sections, usually on turn lanes, where the bike lane will start to be segmented or dashed. And just like in other situations with dashed lines for cars, that means that the car can cross over, and that usually happens on a right turn lane where you don't have the green section, and so a car will be merging over to turn right, and it's just an area of extra caution for bicyclists and drivers.
Intersections are a key place for motorists and bicyclists to be aware of each other on the road. Named for the green paint used to mark the pavement, the green lane identifies areas where bike lanes and car lanes cross, requiring extra caution for both riders and drivers. This area is there to let drivers know that the bike lane is going to shift to the left of a right-only turn lane for drivers. This is helpful because it means the bicyclists are no longer in the driver's blind spot when they're making that right turn, and both parties can continue through the intersection. Motorists should cross bike lanes only where the pavement markings are dashed. Most bicycle lanes are accompanied with signage to make drivers more aware of their locations. The two most common ones are the plain black and white bike lane sign, as well as the yellow Share the Road sign, which reminds drivers they're on a bike route and there might be more bicyclists than normal. With the extensive route of greenways like the Monon and the Cultural Trail, bicyclists have more connectivity to get around the city. Whether you need to get to work or a recreational activity, greenways are a very small area of road dedicated to bicycle travel.
One advantage to riding a bicycle in the city that I especially enjoy is that I tend to get places faster. If you see on the bike lanes, especially on New York and Michigan during rush hour, there's 3 blocks of traffic backed up, and that bike lane is usually pretty wide open. So it's usually a more efficient way. Finding parking is always free and much closer to my destination. And it's also a healthy and fun way to get around town.
So, Indy, let's make sure we're sharing the road properly and taking advantage of a fun and healthy way to navigate our beautiful city. Wherever you need to go, whether it's work, school, or play, greenways combined with on-street bike facilities offer Indianapolis residents more transportation options. If you need more information regarding bike routes or safety, please visit indy.gov/bikeways, follow us on Twitter @SustainIndy, or check out our Facebook page.